Um, so, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're listening to me from. I wanted to share this quick video more as an instruction, but also as an opportunity to obey, if you will. I guess I'll have some time to explain what I mean by that a little bit much more. So it's just about a week now, I posted something on LinkedIn. It was a post about my transition journey, how I left my comfort zone, the familiar for the unknown, right? Incidentally, it's been 2 years since that, about 2 years since that transition. But since that post, I have received a lot of messages, comments, directly on the post, personal messages sent to me, feedbacks, even emails, right? Especially direct LinkedIn messages, people telling me how much they have been inspired by that post, encouraging me to share more of my journey, my learnings, my reflections. The truth is, it's not the first time I get to write an article or write a piece. Also, it's not the first time that I've had opportunity even to speak, right, to a large group of people, if you will. And every time I put myself out there, there is always a message, there is a guidance, there is encouragement, there's a nudge to do more. But I've been careful, right? Maybe too careful. And my reason is, I've always been very sensitive to the fact that people matter, people are valuable. And I truly don't want to get into your space if I have nothing new, or if I have nothing that it's meaningful that I want to share. But after sharing that post, with all the messages that I got around, sharing my reflections, because it encourages others, I still didn't do anything. Yeah, everyone is busy. On one hand, I'm busy, but really it's because I just want to make sure that whatever I share is meaningful. However, this morning, something powerful happened just as I was getting ready. My day usually starts with deep reflection around 5 a.m. I usually wake up very early. But as I was getting ready this morning, I stumbled on something. I found out that King Solomon in the Bible actually wrote more than 3,000 proverbs and more than 1,000 songs. And it hit me. That was content. That was content. That's probably how the Queen of Sheba got to hear of him, because of the judgment he passed. For those who know that story, I don't want to get too much into that on that path. My point really is just to say I was so challenged, and especially, like I said, because I had received so many messages since my post on LinkedIn. So I felt, you know what, I may not know how these how this video thing works, but I can share my reflection. I can pre-record myself and probably put it out. So that's me trying to do that. I want to share a reflection around transition, right? Whether you get into transition by choice, like I wrote on that post, or whether your transition, it's because of a change that was imposed on you, or because you chose to go to another country, or whether you change roles, right? Whatever it is that it's informing that transition, that has moved you out of the familiar into the unknown. You're not alone. Credibility is not a title. It's not a badge of honor of some sort. It's the way you show up every day. Sometimes when we're in transition, whether in a new country, on a new job, on a new role, or even recovery from an illness, or even from maternity leave, or even in retirement, right? Or as a student, you're just starting life. You tend to think you've been left behind. We tend to think that probably we no longer have what we think we have. That's not true. That's not true. Your value holds. Your essence is intact. Now, what is happening is that you're probably in a new country or in a new terrain or on new frontiers, right? You're exploring new waters. So maybe the place where you build credibility is not where you are now. But it doesn't change anything. There's no blueprint that says you must reap in the place where you have built your credibility. What that transition is telling you is that you have an opportunity to expand, not just your sphere of influence, but to test actually what do you know and who you believe that you are. There's a book by I think the title of the book is Anonymous. The writer is Alicia Britz Cole. Yeah, I drew a lot of insight from that book. Beautiful piece of work. And she made an analogy with the 4 seasons. She said that in spring, trees sing of hope. In summer, they offer peace. They spring of hope in spring because you have fresh leaves, you have greenery, new life is coming forth. And in summer, trees, they offer peace because you have fruits, you have gift, you have reward for your labor, if you will. And she went on to say in fall, they inspire creativity. I mean, I live in a state in the United States, and if you go, if you leave the city and you go to certain counties outside the cities, it's amazing how beautiful the trees are in fall. But I think the part of that book that got to me was her description of winter. Dr. Anita said that in winter, when they are stripped bare, that trees speak of silent elegance. I love that. She said in winter, they are bare, they are naked. The trees are naked, but they are not barren. And that's just my reflection. I just want to remind someone, you are in transition. You're bare, but you're not barren. And then she went on to say in winter, actually, winter reflects infrastructure, that it reveals the stuff that you're made of. Like I said, whether your transition is by choice, whether your transition is by design or imposed on you, the most that it will do is it will reveal infrastructure. That's what you're made of, but it will also expand new frontiers for you. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. It's okay to introduce yourself to yourself again. Get comfortable with introducing yourself to people all over again. We usually don't impact because we set to impact. We impact because we bring value, right? It's not, so don't be in a hurry to impose the previous credibility in your new domain. Give yourself some grace. With time, winter will pass. And there will be you will have fresh leaves. You will inspire hope. You will have fruit. You will inspire peace. And people will see what you bring. And you will have a bridge between your previous life and your expanded frontiers. And then you will realize that the winter season and the transition seasons of your life only revealed infrastructure. So it's okay to be in transition. You're not alone. And you'll get through this. Have a good morning and thank you. My name is Folake Odediran.